It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
All right, we are joined in the media center by tonight's winner, Carl Edwards, winner of the Sharpie 500. Carl, you've won 3 of the last 4 races. You've also clinched your spot in the chase. Why don't you tell us a little bit about tonight?
Man, that was awesome. Kyle had the fastest car on the long run all night. I mean, he did an unbelievable job. My only chance to get him was on the restarts. Bob did a really good job with the adjustments, and the car was real fast on the last restart. And just got down there in the corner and got into the back of him a little bit and got by, and we ended up holding on for the win. So it was really big for us. That's huge. It's awesome to win at Bristol, that's for sure.
We're also joined by tonight's winning crew chief, Bob Osborne. Bob, why don't you tell us about your night on top of pit box?
Well, it was actually quite a struggle. We only had I thought we had the fastest car for the first 15 laps of every run, but after that, the 18 was definitely a lot better than us, and it would be hit or miss on how close we were. Whether the 12 at some point was a little bit better than us on a long run, so on and so forth. But you know, the situation arises, and the team took advantage of the situation it had in front of it and capitalized. It was a good night.
All right, we're going to open up to questions. Go ahead. Be sure to state your name and affiliation.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Carl, I'm going to try to boil 4 questions into down to about 1. Number 1, do you feel like you endeared yourself? I mean, were you able to hear the crowd roar when he came up and hit you on the cool-down lap and you turned him around? Do you feel like you sort of endeared yourself by taking out the bad guy in the race and then taking him out, and then taking him out in the race and then taking him out on the cool-down lap when he tried to take you out?
No. That doesn't matter to me. The way this works is, you know, a real smart racer explained it to me this way after he wrecked me, and I was real mad. He said, I just had to look at your rear bumper and decide, would you do this to me? And you had before, so it was a real simple decision. And early in the year, we had a nationwide race, and Kyle was a lot faster than me. And he went ahead and got to my back bumper and just smoked the back bumper of my car, sent me up the racetrack, and afterwards said, sorry, man, you know, my car was just faster. So in my mind, I had to ask myself when I went down there in the corner, should I lift and brake early and, you know, do the best I can, or should I just kind of give him a little tap and see what happens? So that's the way it went, and that's the decision I made. And, you know, I'd do it again.
And the other part of it, he talked about, he said, if that's the way he wants to race, we'll race him in the chase that way.
Okay, here's the deal. That's all. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
He's raced me that way, and that's the reason it went down like that.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, was this all just the heat of the moment post-race, or after tonight can people sort of expect a little bit spicier chase than maybe they could have before this race started?
I don't know. I feel like we're pretty even. So on my side, you know, if it, you know, that's how I feel about it. So I don't know. I'm sure it'll be exciting. It's NASCAR, and we all want to win really bad. That's for sure.
All right, real quick, we're joined by Jack Roush, tonight's winning owner. Jack, why don't you tell us a little bit about the view from where you were?
You know, people ask me after MIS, after the victory there, of course, Carl won at Pocono and he won at Michigan, and now he's won here at, you know, what I thought about MIS. And of course, going racing close to home is always a lot of fun, and we've run really well there. But I'm in the company of some really fast people, and I can tell you, having fast race cars is one thing, but being in the company of really fast racers is another whole thing. Carl had an opportunity, and Bob had an opportunity to work on the car tonight. I think that NASCAR achieved what they were looking for in terms of having very equal cars. This is our 4th time coming back here. The shocks are pretty well understood. Everybody's got bump stops that do about the right kind of job for here. and the cars were even. And until it came time for Carl to reach out and take a chance on using his car up, or whoever, Denny Hamlin or whoever was in contention, it was going to be a follow the leader kind of a deal, because there's an advantage to being in front, and when you're behind, you just don't quite have the option you do when you're in front, and so it came down to Carl having a little bit better car on the short run, and it looked like before the last stop that Kyle had a little bit better car on the long run, and that or at least our medium run, maybe they were even long run, but it came down to Carl wanting it bad enough to go get it. It was there in front of him, and he took it.
Jerry Bunkowski, Yahoo Sports. Carl, there's no way to candy coat this question, so I'm just going to ask you bluntly. Was that poor sportsmanship on the cool-down lap, and is Kyle a poor loser?
No, Kyle's not a poor loser. He's mad, and I can completely empathize with his anger. I probably would have done the exact same thing. So that's the way I feel about that.
All right. Joe.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Carl, J.D. Gibbs came up to you in the garage area. What did he say to you, and how'd that conversation go? He
just explained to me, you reap what you sow, which I believe, and I explained to him that that's why that happened that way. And that's it. I have a lot of respect for him and their organization. They do a really good job, and I really look up to them, so that's that.
All right, do we have questions upstairs?
Yeah. Bob Margolis, Yahoo Sports, for Carl. Carl, disregarding that last little nudge there towards the end of the race, did you find throughout the rest of the race that you had to kind of give guys a little nudge and remind them that you were there the whole time? Because guys were racing you pretty hard. Montoya raced you hard. A lot of guys did.
Yeah, it's like Kenny Wallace said it best. The way the track is, people can terrorize you. They can just make it so hard on you because the outside groove is fast. So you try to get by people, and if they move up, you just can't get by them. So, yeah, there's a couple times in the race where I had to just give people a little nudge, just to let them know I was there. But for the most part, everybody did a really good job.
David Poole, Sharp Observer. Carl, do you find it sometimes ironic that the reason there's 165,000 seats here is because of exactly what happened tonight, and then when it happens, people want to ask you, is it the right thing to do?
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's not. Listen, if I could have passed him without running into him, that's what I would have done. That's it. It's not the best way to do it. But yeah, I mean, if I was a fan, then I could only pick one race to go to. This one would be hard to overlook. It's pretty exciting.
Any more questions? All right, Jerry.
Jerry Bunkowski, Yahoo Sports again. Forget about Kyle anymore now. This is something different. About the race itself. Last week you said at Michigan, your goal was to win these 3 races, to go into the chase, on a winning note. You've won 1. You could do the next 2 again.
Kyle's not behind me. Yeah, probably. We might end up with some wadded up race cars, but yeah. I mean, we feel good about California for sure. But man, some these people are picking it up. Tonight you saw the Gibbs organization definitely very strong. Hendrick was real strong tonight. I think that the next 2 races they'll be wild because really there's more and more guys who don't have a lot to lose, so people will be able to race pretty hard. And it's been a great season so far, and I don't think the excitement level is going to go down.
Real quick, do we have any other questions for Bob so we can get him to post-race? Any questions upstairs for Bob Osborne?
Thanks, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, go ahead.
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com again. Carl, good, bad, neutral, whatever. I mean, this move's been used. Jeff Gordon moved Rusty Wallace a few years ago, and everybody took it just in stride. Yeah, you move people, here's what happens. So, all that said, just neutrally speaking, could you describe the winning move? Could you describe how you...
No, it's just... I got a good run. My car was really fast on a short run. We went down the corner. He slowed down a little earlier than I thought he was going to, and so yeah, I tried to kind of get down underneath him. He dove pretty straight for the corner, and I just kind of bumped him just a little bit. Then we went down the back straightaway, and he did just what any racer would have done. He bumped me the same way, but I'd already kind of committed to the top, so it ended up it didn't hurt us as bad. So that's the way it went.